Number 4, public comment. Anybody that would like to address the board, please come forward, state your name, keep it within 2 minutes, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Don Stover. I'm president of the Tiger Cat Flowage Lake Association. The Tiger Cat consists of 6 lakes connected by channels. These lakes have an average depth of 5 feet. Some of the areas of connecting channels are only about 2 feet deep. Any drawdown will be detrimental to our lakes, fisheries, tourism, and the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a cofferdam that will maintain the minimum water level of 0.84 as requested by the county in 1984 and approved by the State and Public Service Commission. We have a very limited inflow of water to recover from any drawdown, and an overwhelming majority of our property owners oppose any amount of drawdown. Our lakes are also subject to freeze-outs. Our lakes are one of 7 water bodies that still exist in the state with a self-sustaining population of muskie. I would like to respectfully ask the board to raise the line item amount for the Tiger Cat Dam repair from $100,000, which does not include a cofferdam, to $200,000, so you can apply for a matching $200,000 grant from the DNR. DNR grants are available up to $400,000. We would also like to ask that every effort be made to complete the repairs in 2018 due to the serious condition of our dam. When the estimates are completed by the engineer, we would like to be notified and have a voice in the final decision. We would like to thank the county for the repairs that will be made to the dam and look forward to working a good working relationship as we have always had in the future. Thank you.
Yes.
Several of us are here for the library, and I wondered if you would prefer that we speak now or during the budget portion of the agenda.
Probably during the public hearing. During,
No.
You can speak now if you wish.
Thank you. One of the issues that I'd like to discuss tonight, and I'll try to keep it brief, is why libraries are still relevant, because I think there's a misunderstanding out there that they no longer are, and I've been in the business for 40 years, and one of the questions I've been asked the most, even when I started in 1975, is, are libraries still relevant? So to think that they asked me that 40 years ago and it's still being asked today is disconcerting, as it is very important to the community in my eyes. And I wanted to mention our library has 9,701 card holders at the present, and well over 2,000 people come into the library every week. And because our aim is to provide equal access to all people, from babies to seniors in all walks of life, and we do this on a personal level, I think that this is very important to our community, and there is a future for libraries. They've proven to be adaptable over the centuries, and I can't think of a better time to be a librarian because there's so many exciting things coming up. And we are a major community center, and we partner with so many different organizations in town, and we work together with them for grants. And we plan to build on the success that we have now and continue into the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Kay Wilson. I'm a property owner on the Tiger Cat Floyd and a town supervisor. I would like to unanimous support from the Town of Round Lake Board of Supervisors for the Tiger Cat Floyd property owners' opposition to any drawdown of the Tiger Cat Floyd during the repair and upgrades of the dam. Their support was based on the fact that there was a unanimous response from the 225 respondents. The petition stated that a drawdown would have a devastating effect on the ecosystem, tourism industry, and property values. The properties surrounding the lakes, the Tiger Cat Floyd, have an approximate assessed value of over $105 million. These taxpayers are asking Sawyer County Board of Supervisors to maintain our pristine waters during the repair and upgrade of the Tiger Cat Dam. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jack Steffen, and I'm a property owner on the Tiger Cat Flowage also. We've been a property owner since 2001. After I retired, we have a long history of coming here on vacations. Before that, 2 weeks every year. It's a family tradition. So I kind of feel like I know a little bit about the Tiger Cat. I'd like to say 3 things. Number 1 is we, and I say the 353 property owners of around the lake, we all have something that we have in common, I believe. And it significantly affects the local economy, the Hayward economy, the Sawyer County. Now, let me give you an example. My home, during the summer months in particular, is just crowded with people. I mean, I've got my kids, and their kids, and their friends, and they all come to Hayward, our neighbors, and there's very seldom a weekend that we don't have somebody over. They come here and they spend money. You know, they buy gas, they go to grocery stores, they go to the restaurants, they go to the casino. They have a lot of fun. They all enjoy what our tradition has brought, which is the wonderful lakes of the Tiger Cat. Now, I say that because we're just one family. But if you ask all the other families, the other 352 families, I think you'll find the same thing. We're not the normal. You know, we actually have a lot of people visiting us, more than the norm, and they spend money. That's how we contribute mightily. The second point I'd like to make is, I believe there's a disproportionate property tax that we all pay because we live on the lake, and that's okay. We're fine with that. But the thing is, and I look at this in a very selfish manner maybe, but now it's your turn to step up to the plate, because we really need your help. We not only need to fix the dam, but we need very much to have the same water levels that we have now, that are passable, that are usable. You know, you have a major drawdown, you're not going to have that. The third point is a simple point of clarification, and I say this not because I'm contesting anything or because I'm debating. I don't want to do that. That's not my purpose today. But I would just like to clarify something so that your frame of reference is better, and perhaps it'll help you make an informed decision. A statement was made in the last 2 weeks that it would take about 7.1 days, or 7.3 days, I'm sorry, to refill our lake chain after a 6-foot drawdown. Now, I'm not going to contest that, because in an optimum situation, which is maybe what we have right now, we had all this incredible rain, and our little creek, which is the only real source of water that we have, is rushing through. But in a normal year, there is very, very little water. It's a trickle coming through Spider Creek. The other thing I want to point out is that the rainfall that we had this year is the most we've had. I've looked at 10 years. It's the highest we've had in 10 years. The last 2 years have been high. It's 35.54 inches right now. And that's to date, so it's still growing. But in the past, if you average the past 10 years, average rainfall is only about 24 inches. So we're roughly 50% above the norm this year. Now, also significant, I think, is that in 6 of the 10 years, 6 of the 10, the rainfall was below the average. So So that coupled, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there because I think it's important. Nobody knows what 2018 and 2019 will bring in the way of rainfall. Just don't know that. So I ask you to please listen and think about this and act by your conscience, because we really need your help this time. You know, we're calling upon you to help us. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, I'm Tom Burgess, President of the Hayward Library Foundation. I've been a property owner and taxpayer here since 1990 and my family since 1940. The question, I think, is before us right now: who pays for a library? As you may well know, most libraries around the state are run and financed by their municipality, their city, in which they are located. That works out very, very well in most urban areas. But as you know, Sawyer County is a little different. 17,000 roughly population. The two major municipalities, Hayward and Winter, have fewer than 3,000 residents total. And so therefore, our libraries basically have to cover all the other townships, all the other smaller municipalities. So it just makes an awful lot of sense to me that that becomes a county resource versus a city resource. And we're facing right now a possible shortfall in some years from now in financing ourselves as a library without additional help. And all we can ask is that you supervisors consider whether or not you want to see a library with the same kinds of services, same hours, same people to serve you in the future without helping us out a little bit with our building, which is now 10 years old and will probably need some extraordinary repairs from time to time that you cannot predict. And so we ask you to consider that entire $52,000 that we have requested for the library for next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else care to address?
I would. My name is Donna Nucky, and I'm the Winter Public Library Director. I just wanted to let you know, and I think Molly and some other people have already mentioned, but our libraries have become community centers for communities, especially rural areas, where resources tend to be less available to us and to the residents in rural areas. But especially in Winter, we offer similar services to Hayward. We're a library in the same system. However, we are also a community center, as Molly had mentioned. And the importance and funding is very difficult to find grants. It's very difficult to find additional funding now as things get tighter. I just finished doing municipality visits asking for financial support. And of course, the municipalities that I visit with, which are the village and town of Winter, Ojibwa, and Draper, they're all strapped as well. But they have invested in our library to help offset some of the costs. So I just want you to please consider granting, the libraries and increasing their funding from the county as it goes to all residents of Sawyer County, including those that are taxpayers that maybe don't live here but are tax-paying base. So our services, like I said, are changing from circulation and checking out to more of a community center type. And we try to offer programming, and we meet the needs of everybody from zero all the way to senior citizens. And there are county organizations. We've paired with a lot of different organizations, even in Winter, that are utilizing our libraries as a meeting place to meet with their clients, as well as just a place that they can go to get the services to the people they need to. So, like I said, with other people that are speaking tonight, please consider funding additionally to the libraries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Scott Wilson. I'm here to represent the Tiger Cat Flowage and the dam project. Along with my wife Kate, our family has owned and operated Crest Hill Resort on Lake Placid on the Tiger Cat for the last 23 years. The resort has been in continuous operation since 1943, and we're only the second owners. It's definitely a family resort. It's owned by family, and the guests are family. Right now, our cottages are 80% full for next summer, with guests that return every year. Some have been coming since the 60s. We will be completely full by the time next summer rolls around. And our guests will all expect to be able to use the lakes as they have in the past. We support the concept of no drawdown of the Tiger Cat lakes during the repair process. No drawdown definitely makes the most sense aesthetically, economically, and seems to us to be the right thing to do. We are asking for uninterrupted use of these lakes during a repair project, and want to emphasize that we feel that the dam is in dire need of repair and should not be extended beyond the 2018 season. I want to thank Sawyer County in advance for their speedy repair of this dam, and I truly believe that the county will do the right thing for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Linda Zilmer, Edgewater property owner. Similar to last month, I had asked when I could speak on the agenda about some of the items you have, and I was told I have to use public comment period. And I don't think it worked out that well last month because when we got to the discussion of the rezone, there were a number of misstatements and things that you were told were not representative of the Village of Birchwood Wellhead Protection Plan or ordinance. But I have a number of issues to address tonight, and I'll hit the reconsideration action last. First of all, when it comes to your resolution to retain legal services to pursue claims under opioid manufacturers under 13A, I really do hope that the county is able to assess what types of substance abuse issues are costing our community so much money. It can be alcohol, it can be meth, which I understand you may have more of a problem of than opioids. It can be legal or illegal substances. And if the two attorneys in the room would please look to pages 3 and 5 of the engagement letter, because I do think it puts the county at risk for costs. Also, I would urge the board to not approve at this point applying to be an agent of the state for public health services or to recreate and duplicate water testing lab services here. I know your staff has put a lot of work into this and they presented you with one option, but the county has other options. So the public information meeting was at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. The Health and Human Services Board voted on that on Tuesday afternoon. It went through administrative committee on Thursday, and I think there's a lot more public input and things to look at before you make a final decision on either of those two actions. But now I do want to go back to your zoning item number 9A and B. When I talked to you last month, I cited state statutes 5969 and what your three options were as a board. If anyone was aggrieved at that decision, they have the option of taking that to circuit court. I have asked several times to have your county board rules posted on the new website. I don't find them there yet, nor do I find the rules and bylaws for the zoning committee or the zoning board of appeals. But I do recall from when you adopted the board rules that you referred to Robert Rules of Order. And so I brought my Cheater's version, Robert's Rules for Dummies, and reconsiderations can only happen during that meeting when you take action, and it has to be by motion of the party that was in the vote of making that decision. You cannot bring this up again either under state statutes or under Robert Rules of Order as a matter of reconsideration. And I understand that you have a legal opinion that says otherwise, but I think that legal opinion is wrong. So I do believe that if there's an aggrieved party, they can request from you a refiling or a rehearing at the zoning level, or they can take it to circuit court, but I don't think it's an option of this county board to open this up as a reconsideration. Thank you.
Anybody else care to address the board?